Welcome everyone to episode 10. In the beginning of this episode, we're going to talk about Capitol Hill Day. Capitol Hill Day is the initiative from FASIP that incorporates researchers to meet with politicians to discuss efforts being done for research policy to promote the continuation of funding for all of these efforts. I was able to be included in the program and be able to be involved in the meetings that were happening between politicians and us researchers. We also got to travel to Philadelphia for the last experimental biology meeting. I have to say personally, experimental biology was one of the first meetings I attended. It allowed me the opportunity to understand how to network, how to show my science while also having fun with other people, having personal connections with other researchers that were doing similar things to what I wanted to do, to grow my network, to be able to actually show what I've been doing productivity-wise. But importantly, it showed me that I was able to be a part of something, part of experimental biology, and also a part of the American Society of Investigative Pathology. This meeting showcases many different societies, and to many of us was a gain. This experimental biology allowed us all co-hosts of Behind Our Science to meet in person. We had a lot of fun showcasing our research, networking with everyone, getting to know a lot of people. We also got a chance to show all of you what we're up to and what we want to take the podcast in the following months. We're able to rekindle with old friends, meet new friends, eat, drink, have fun. And also to me, it was important because I was able to bring a trainee of mine. I was also able to ask Dr. Bill Coleman a couple of questions about experimental biology. Why is it important to come to this meeting? And here's a small segment of that.
All right, so I'm here with Dr. Bill Coleman, the Executive Director of the ASIP. So Bill, big question. So this is the last experimental biology.
Yes.
What should a trainee get out of this meeting?
Yeah, this meeting has a lot of opportunities for trainees, just like we always have had over the 29 years of the meeting. A lot of educational sessions, a lot of career development sessions. Of course, we have tons and tons of scientific sessions that are very good. And then there's immense opportunities for networking every night of the meeting so that the trainees can meet both their peers as well as others in the field, leaders in the society, as well as leaders in pathology research.
And then, so people are really expecting networking. They are always wanting to do more. They are always wanting to interact with people. Any advice for new members, people that are new?
Sure.
What should you do?
Yeah, so I think all of our trainees need to recognize that everybody in our society is very approachable. And so the leadership is approachable, the staff is approachable, and we're all willing to help and to introduce trainees to people that they need to meet, maybe their next for their next position, or where they might be interested in going to do a postdoc or even a job. And so we have a lot of opportunities for that. And so trainees should call on both their peers as well as their preceptors as well as others in the society and just ask for help, and we'll connect.
That's great. Thanks, Bill.
To being with all you beautiful people.
My goal is to find somebody to edit my R1.
I'm looking forward to networking and meeting
people. We also know that today the amount of money that's spent annually is around $300 billion in type 2 diabetes. However, the NIH has only funded 1,830 projects.
I'm Alex Adam.
Hi, I'm Suhan Liu.
And we're a fan of Behind Your Sign.
Giving out awards, which is, and everybody gets, no, not everybody gets an award, but you all got awards when you played soccer and did that. Now you have to earn them. So I'm happy you're all here. I hope you're as happy as I am that we're all together in the same place. We can actually talk to people and see them and ask them questions in person rather than on social media. Some of us might not know because we're not on the receiving end of that, but that is very important to the next generation of trainees that we want to engage in our organization. Another very popular and successful initiative has been the virtual Hangouts, again, initiated by these three very active trainees, and I heard...
Hello! Hi! Hi! Yay! Science communications! Yay! Woohoo!
We get bombarded with opportunity to review or publish.
But shining at night.
Hi Chelsea, what was your highlight of EB?
My highlight of EB was joining ASIP and meeting all of our wonderful members this year.
We're in the exhibit hall. So many amazing posters.
Oh my God.
Hey guys, what are you loving about EB?
The posters, the swag, especially the people though. The people are amazing.
I think the best part of the meeting was getting to see everyone that I met for the last 2.5 years on Zoom in person and seeing that they truly are who they've shown themselves to be when we were meeting virtually. In addition to being able to give a talk in person again, that's something that I truly missed because the questions seem a little bit more personable, you know, people aren't as distracted, you know, you have their undivided attention. So that was something that I really appreciated.
Well, I think it was great meeting so many students and professors. I think there were some really interesting and inspirational research subjects from some students. So it was like great getting to hear from all of them. So yeah, a lot of people and a lot of different ideas.
Oh, it has been a fantastic trade show. We have got lots of new leads, lots of customers being interested in our whole cell analysis portfolio, which includes the Seahorse, the Excelligence, and also the biotech readers. We have a new Seahorse instrument as well called the Accept Pro, so go Seahorsians.
So the highlight for me really is the fact that the program is so broad. So I'll be going from a talk on enzymes to a talk on epigenetics, and it's never boring. So I've had a great time.
$1,000 for the poster there.
The aftermath of EB. Everyone's posters.
Very apocalyptic.
Right, we're back, going back to Boston.
Yeah, on the Amtrak.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Thanks for joining us for episode 10. We are very happy to be here. How are you guys?
I'm good. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's good to be back again. It feels like it's been a while, and it's great to catch up with you all.
Yeah, it's exciting after seeing each other in person at EB, but it's been a while. So we have been diligent about what we're going to present to you guys. And one of the most important initiatives, and we talked about it a little bit in that previous clip, was Capitol Hill. So this is the second year, I think, that we've been somehow involved in Capitol Hill. This year, we had the pleasure to actually be in the actual interviews and the interactions. And I'll share a little bit about how that works, because they basically give you a schedule. You're supposed to be at a specific time. This time it was virtual. I was hoping that they would have like an in-person, but hopefully in the next few years, maybe Vic, Daisy, or one of us will probably go.
but it's a great initiative to actually understand how the process works. It is simple to actually think of asking the NIH to get more money, and how does that work? But the real thought behind it and how it plays out, it's even trickier. You have to have your statistics. People are really well prepared. I was really excited because most of the people that I got to be with, it was actually Dr. Melanie Scott, who's also part of ASIP, part of my department, and she's really big on research policy, and also someone else from Pitt as well. So they split you up in between the different districts that you're representing, and then you meet with different congresswomen, as well as their representatives. And it was great. I think it was a great idea for me to be in it, because as I am being more involved in the Research Policy and Science Committee, I think it makes a difference in how we're advocating, not just doing the science, but also like being behind it. I know that you guys are also somehow involved in some of these committees. And Capitol Hill also, like, again, gives like a good exposure to all of this. But it is important to give back. And it's important to be involved in all of these things. How do you guys feel about this, like, initiatives? How does FASIP interplaying this between like researchers being involved, not just having administrative people just go through like this process overall?
Yeah, that's really exciting.
Sorry.
There you go.
Go back.
Okay.
I think it makes it easier for scientists to understand the complications that come with policy change, because it's easy for us to complain and be like, oh, they should just know that we need more money for translational research. But if the general audience doesn't understand what translational research is, then they're not going to put taxpayer dollars to it, which I think sounds right. Like, we all want to know where our money goes, and this is our way as scientists and as like science advocates to be able to get money to the right locations, which is to research for us. I mean,
yeah, I completely agree. I think it's really important to be super transparent about where the taxpayers' money is going, in terms of what sort of research is being funded and how important that research is. And that's where all the statistics come into play, because a lot of the diseases we're studying are actually some of the leading causes of blindness in my case, or other sort of systemic conditions that you guys study as well. So I think that if that message is honed in on, then people can appreciate that we are contributing a lot to improving society's health and into the future as well. And also just even fundamental basic research is crucial. And that's also something important to emphasize, that even if it's not directly leading to a translational drug, these discoveries are actually really impactful into the future, and they can benefit society in numerous ways that we haven't foreseen yet, because they're just kind of teasing out the underlying mechanisms of biology, and that can have leaps and bounds of benefits into the future.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up, because basic science is the building blocks and it often gets overlooked. So that is a really important point.
I think the NIH is also very aware of this, and what they are trying to structure is, as we build upon like bench to bedside, the idea is to actually have more collaborations between all of these different building blocks of research. So the idea of having translational people with only uniquely basic science people that work in the nitty gritty of this molecular mechanisms is also impactful on the amount of money that we can get, because if the mechanisms are solved and the people that are able to take it to the bedside are able to do so, then the money will come in, because it makes an effort to actually build those bridges in between.
And on to the exciting portion of our episode, which is a vlog of our experiences at Experimental Biology, which was actually the final Experimental Biology, or EB, ever. So it was kind of a bittersweet moment for all of us, especially for some of us who this was our first ever EB, which was mine, and Vic's. So yeah, I think
this was your first EB?
first and last.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was sad. It was sad that, it's not going to happen anymore, but we're excited for other meetings to come. But it was just nice to see all these different societies come together. And I think the really exciting thing was that we got to meet all these people in person that we had interacted with so much over the virtual space, especially throughout the pandemic, because that's when I got really more heavily involved in a lot of the ASIP activities. And we started the Behind Our Science podcast, finally got to meet Vic and Roberto in person. So that was super exciting. And the vlog showcases a lot of the fun moments because it was a really fun interactive conference, lots of exciting science, and also really importantly, great career development workshops, and even a really awesome session on imposter syndrome, which I really enjoyed. That was so fantastic. And I think that was a packed crowd with so many people standing up in that room.
Yeah, I was on the hallway on the side. I didn't even get to sit down.
Yeah, so that was really fun. How did you guys find EB?
I mean, I thought it was fascinating. I've gone to, prior to the pandemic, I had gone to conferences that were focused on liver research, since that's what my doctoral research was on. But having this widespread topic, I thought would be overwhelming, but it was fascinating. I was able to access research that I normally don't get to access, and I get to meet the researchers conducting that research itself. So that was one of the coolest parts of EB for me.
Yeah, to me it was so I mean this was not my first EB. I think my first one was in San Diego. I got to know EB from my previous mentor back at the University of New Mexico. He introduced me to it. He was not a part of it. And I actually am very thankful because after that, I actually met Dr. Monty Willis, who I became a postdoc in his lab based on that. And that started a bunch of things that I think drove my career to a very different direction. So EB is overwhelming. The first time that I was there, I was not sure what to do. I met a lot of people, but I think one of the best things that I found was like a sense of like family, like I belonged. They made me feel like I was like there, and they knew my name. The second time that I was there was I can't remember where it was, but it was also like a very different one. So from the first time, so I did have like mixed feelings about losing EB, but now the next meeting, which is going to be in Utah, is just going to be like a new area for everyone, and I think it'll grow into its own little thing. But it is a hard thing to actually miss it, because I believe people really enjoyed having other sessions from the American Anatomist Association, American Physiology Society. When there was nothing that you actually really found appealing, you could have gone to like other sessions that were like equally interesting. So I think it was something that had to be done. Like it had to end at some point, but it was nice for the meantime.
Yeah, no, that is true. The access to other societies was also really important. I think what I took the most out of EB though was how welcoming at least ASIP was. So I could bring my full self to my research presentation, like oral or poster, and it was a welcoming environment within the society. And I'll talk all the wonderful things of ASIP anytime, because they have been such a trainee forward and supportive group. But I think that welcoming experience or inclusive experience isn't commonly felt by trainees. So that's what I took the most out of EB, and I hope to find it again at future meetings that I attend. What did y'all take, or what would you say you take out of EB to hope to find again?
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I feel so welcome, and you guys hit all the right words with belonging and feeling welcome, because I do think that ASIP really makes us feel like a family, and that was mentioned actually in the sessions, how ASIP always kind of incorporates a lot of that inclusivity and just makes us feel like they know our names and who we are and stuff like that. And I really, really like that. And everyone is like, no matter what level of career you're at, career stage you're at, they're they're always welcoming, kind of coming up to you, to your poster. Senior PIs are coming up to me, asking questions and really being interested in my poster. So I really like that. And I think they're just super supportive of trainees, as Vic mentioned. And I think that's one amazing aspect of being part of ASIP is, like, I believe that it has really significantly helped me advance in my career development, just being part of ASIP and learning all these skills and getting engaged, because they're always looking to get trainees involved in committees. Whereas there are some societies that they typically have more senior members of their society as part of the committees, whereas you can pretty much start as a trainee and get involved in a committee. So I really like that, and they're super supportive of all our new ideas. If we have a proposal for a career development workshop, they'll take that on board and they'll run with it. And our ASIP training hangouts, for example, like it was so great to have that started in the pandemic, because it brought everyone together, and it was a means for us to sort of engage and just make sure that we weren't going too crazy during the pandemic, because we could all sort of talk to each other and kind of share all our experiences.
Yeah, that's on point. That's exactly what EB gives us, and I think the approachability of the people is on point. I've actually, when I was submitting a K-99, I didn't know that I needed letters of support besides the normal letters of support. So I think I asked Jonathan Holmeister, Cecilia Yates, and Gregory Sangales the same day. I asked them the same day, I need a letter. They all replied. So that tells a lot about how they interact with the trainees. They didn't know me that well. Like, I mean, I've grown into the society as a trainee, from coming as like a master's degree student to like a postdoc, and then now faculty. So I've seen the whole realm of things that you can actually get out of all these folks, and I think it's something that it's difficult to grasp, because I'm part of other societies as well, and I don't see it as easily. So it'll be missed, but I think it'll evolve into something very different, but equally exciting and supportive. So we're pretty excited about those things. So guys, enjoy the rest of the episode. We have a couple of blogs. Vic has some highlights from the Histochemical Society. There's also some announcements and some grants coming up from as well as from the Histochemical Society, and we have a couple of exciting episodes in the next following months. So stay tuned.
We have a very exciting webinar coming up that is sponsored by the Histochemical Society, ASIP, and ASMB. And it will be called Career Options in Science, Industry versus Academia. It will be on Wednesday, July 27th at noon Eastern Standard Time. So please register. Head to the website, the Histochemical Society website, and you'll be able to find the link to register. So it will be a 90-minute long webinar. Vic and I are actually moderating this, so please bring any of your questions that you'd like answered regarding any thoughts about considering becoming an industry scientist, and what are the pros and cons between working in academia versus industry, and taking that leap to that next step. And we have some fantastic panelists. We've got Robin Lorenz, Morgan Preziosi, Paul Goodwin, and Andrew Leask. So please register, and we'll see you in that webinar.
Oh, hey there. I'm Zoe Liu, an undergraduate student working with Dr. Roberto Moda and Dr. Matthew Neal in the Department of Surgery here at the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine. On July 20th at noon, I'll be giving a talk as part of the ASIP Young Investigator Keynote Seminar Series on knockdown of HMGB1, decreased hypoglycemia, and increased glucose sensitivity in type 2 diabetes. We will be honored to have you joining the meetings, and we look forward to hearing your thoughts and your comments. I'll see you there. Bye for now.